Let's continue on the self-destructive nature of the average Jehovah's Witness. If you go into a Kingdom Hall, especially, in the United States, this is typically my bias I'm speaking as, you're going to be dealing with a lot of issues with obesity, depression, anxiety, and just a myriad of preventable health problems that many other responsible people, at least people who claim to be responsible, would not have. But witnesses live a very self-destructive life. They have a lot of restrictions, and so a lot of their entertainment it comes in the form of alcohol and in the form of food. And so, being addicted to different junk foods is very common. Eating a lot of things that obviously would be very bad for you. Seeing an elder with type 2 diabetes who regularly drank alcohol and ate sugary products anyways was completely common, not looked down upon. Yet, this is a religion that will shun people over smoking. Because you smoked a cigarette, you don't get to see your family or talk to them ever again, until you change your ways. But you can be a person of power, in the congregation of authority, with type 2 diabetes and live a very self destructive life. My uncle is one of these elders. He's been type 2 diabetic for a long time, and he drinks regularly. He eats whatever he wants, and he just takes insulin or whatever they do, to try to avoid being sick. So things like these it was very common. People would regularly eat, you know, McDonald's on a regular basis out in the ministry. You had people who had serious back problems due to obesity, and they would complain about being in pain all the time and their knees hurt, their back hurt. Oh, when's Jehovah going to come fix this? Completely negating any personal responsibility on, why don't you fix it yourself and stop eating that shit? You know, um, Granted, and the people who did care about their health, such as myself, we get lectured in Watchtower articles and by people in the congregation that we take our health too seriously and we lack faith in God and the future promises that He has. And so it was a very hostile environment for me. Like I've mentioned in the previous videos, I was vegan. I've been organic for, well, at home, I'm 100% organic for the most part. And when I eat out, I cheat, which is, I think, what stable people will do. And I've been trying to eat organic only since like 23, and I'm 35 now. I'll be 36 in March. And so that's always been a part of my life was eating clean because unlike other people, I grew up ill. I grew up in and out of hospitals all the time. I will make a video about my journey with longevity and Dr. Wallach and how I eliminated all my physical health problems for the most part. Um, and so I used to be, kind of like a bubble boy growing up, with really, really bad asthma and, you know, being on breathing machines and things like that on a regular basis. That being said, so I didn't take my health for granted. And so I'm very serious about it, I think, due to the fact that I know what it's like not to have it. I know what it's like to live with a chronic illness. I know what it's like not to be able to do what other people do. But unlike the typical Jehovah's Witness, I did something about it. And I was expecting when I fix my problems, fix my father's problems, and fix my mother's problems and other things like that, that I would have witnesses flocking to it and wanting to get this information. But no one really cared uh, because all they care about is promoting Watchtower. And no one wants to stand out as looking goofy or something like that. Especially when you're in a cult, you want to look and act like everyone else. That way you don't get called out. And so people like me, got called out on a regular basis. But I guess due to my pragmatism, I was okay with that. I mean, I was never really part of the community, anyways. And now in the ExJW community, I'm not really part of it either. So that's the life of the ENTP. But but that always bothered me. That was a big wake up. Was the fact that no one had any personal responsibility when it comes to health. Obesity was clearly accepted, and even promoted. If you look at the governing body, they're all a bunch of fat asses. They have no business. It's claiming they speak and act of God, looking like that. If you've ever met Brother Jackson in person, he looks like shit, like really, really bad. Um, He's got a huge gut. He's 5'7", maybe 5'6". Probably 200 pounds at that height, maybe 220. Uh, Nasty looking skin, just like, and you're always told as a witness, oh, Bethel has the best food. They feed everyone the best food. Obviously not. I mean, top shelf Tony is drinking so much whiskey. I mean, he looks like crap too. I used to actually have a hypothesis about the governing body when I was brainwashed, was the fact that Satan was attacking them, directly, and that's why they looked like that. I do believe they do have a stressful life, and they are on the road a lot, and they probably eat a lot of foods that is not Bethel food. Because I remember when Sanderson got in, I mean, within 2 years, he looked like hell. I don't know if it's from the immense touring or what. Maybe there is a devil and he's, getting attacked by it. I don't know. But yeah, that always bothered me. So this symposium was about health, lack of care for health, for personal responsibility, personal accountability, and aspects like that. These are things that always interested me. That instead of being praised and admonished for, I was ridiculed and teased about, you know, by people who I respected and loved. And so this was all part of the wake up process too.